What's up, E.D.G family? Kevin here, and today we're going to be doing an unboxing of Astro Knight by Indie Board and Cards. And along for the ride, we got some space debris, so let's check it out. Alright, so today we are going to be doing a tasting of some space debris. It is by E.D.G Brewing Company. It says it's out of Salt Lake City, Utah, as well as Denver, Colorado. I'm going to guess this probably, more than likely, it came from Denver, Colorado. But we got the spot glass, I will say. Been pretty been bad on my glassware as of late. Like 2 or 3 glasses. I'm going to have to figure out what I'm going to do to replace those. But this is an India Pale Ale, so I'm getting a lot of citrusy and I'd even say some something else in there. Let me think about that for a second. Some citrus notes, and then just like some very earthy, like pine. Almost got like some pine on it. But I'm gonna let the head go down. And we are going to talk about some Astro Knights. And I'm gonna go and get this shrink off. So, if you don't know, ESPN, if you don't know, Astro Knight is a deck building game. It's, like I said, by Indie Board and Cards. They've also done another pretty big deck building game series known as Aeon's End. I like Aeon's End. I actually have a playthrough up on the channel of Aeon's End. And so this is going to be, I don't know, for me, it's just kind of going to be... it's going to be fresh. It's going to be a fresh new deck builder experience with some similarities. Go ahead and turn that off. But yeah, so we got some Astro Knights. Super cool. Sci-fi deck builder. And I'm excited to get into that. I've actually been holding off for this. Wasn't even actually going to do this tasting with this game. They're both sci-fi. Had another one, but another one in mind. It's not here, so we're doing Astro Knights instead. Let's see what Spock's got to say about this E.D.G Brewing space debris. It's got a very, wow, very clean front. And then it just gets super hoppy. What is, they got an IBU on this? It is not. If I do remember, I'm gonna put the beer notes in the description. I don't know if you guys are interested in seeing that sort of thing. Let me know if you do. But yeah, I do like to kind of know like what the IBU is on some of these IPAs, because that's generally gonna tell you how hoppy it is. Very dry, very bitter on the back end. Alright, but we do have some Astro Knights. I'm going to go ahead and get this off here. Very, artwork's a little different than Aeon's End, I will say that. So we got a little bit of, I assume this is the rulebook. It says, 6 unlikely heroes have gathered from the corners of the galaxy under one united goal, to take up the fight against the astral monstrosities that threaten our homeworld. With the powerful star cores emblazoned on your chests, you are the heroes the universe needs. You are the Astro Knights. So I will say that's interesting. So there's only 6 heroes. Aeon's End has generally, I want to say, at least 10 different mages you can play. But we have a couple. I assume these are going to be our bosses. We got Furion, and all of them are going to have their own specific set of rules, and generally their own, at least some decks. We'll see how this happens. I know the decks, the way that the enemies interact are going to be a little different. I know the market's a little different. I'm assuming the characters are going to be a little different on how you like prep attacks. In Aeon's End, you would have to open a breach and prep it, and then it would cast a spell on your next turn. So we got Furion, and then we have Architect 0815. This one says this is normal. Oh, I guess there's probably some modifiers that go underneath it. Anything on the back? Oh yeah, they're double-sided. Apologies. Yeah, just some scouting reports, health, setup, the challenge rating. Furion's at a 2. Architects at a 5. Then we got Lunaris, which is at a 8. I'm assuming he's pretty nasty. And then Continua, who is at a 8 as well. So 4 different bosses you can play against, not as. And then we have our Astro Knight. So we got Nazma, we got Zach, and it looks like they got a health track, a power track, and then some slots. I assume that's kind of how you're going to open up to do more attacks, more, I don't know what other effects some of these cards are going to have. We got Silas, we got Toli, Gavril, and Christina. All of them look like they have an asymmetrical power, like she has activate during your main phase. Any ally gains a top weapon from any supply deck and places it on top of their deck. If you're not familiar with Aeon's End or this game, probably does not mean a whole lot to you, but if you are familiar with Aeon's End, that's kind of very similar to some stuff that you can kind of do in that game too. Then we got some punch-out cards. Looks like these are probably going to be part of what goes under your bosses. Like I said, it's got normal difficulty. So what is actually calling these in here? 4 boss difficulty tokens and 11 boss level tokens. So it looks like this is going to be difficulty tokens, and then you also have level tokens. Are they double-sided? Oh yeah, goes from expert to nightmare. Wonder how hard this game is. Everybody was always kind of told me that thought Aeon's End was a pretty challenging game. I never had a whole lot of problems with it, so we'll see what Astro Knights brings. Similar nightmare levels, and then just regular levels. This is from Furion and Architects cards. And yeah, so very interesting. Then we got some tokens to punch out. It looks like this is probably going to be how you keep track of probably health on specific enemy cards that you got to take out. And then also looks like we got player turn order tokens. That looks very similar to what you have on Aeon's End. It's a 1 to 4 player, but you could play with extra turns when you're 1 to 2 player game or when you're playing solo. And then we got some deck boxes. I assume that's what those are for. We got. Does it actually have those in there? It's not really listed on the components. Of course, the components section. Yeah, now we're not set up. Interesting. It looks like we got these little boxes for each one of the bad guys. So I'm assuming they're cards. Something's gonna go in here. So we got Architect, Linares, Continua, and Furion. Looks like we got some trackers. I believe that will just kind of line up with your, looking at these characters real quick. Yeah, your health, your power, and your slots. So assuming you use like a red one for your health, power, and then maybe, well, I guess there are yellows, so this black one's probably for a different thing to track. Let's do that. And then we got some dividers. Love dividers. Looks like we got a supply deck divider, another supply deck divider. They got different symbols though. Yep, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yep, 7 different divider cards for supply deck. Like I said, all of them have different symbols. That is one thing I know about this game as far as the market. It's almost got like a variable market. I believe like Aeon's End had a set market you would kind of build before you started. and you'd have 9 cards, basically 9 market cards to choose from. You can kind of set them up any way you wanted. In my opinion, the longer I played Aeon's End, it turned into maybe setup being a little bit more extensive because I was always looking for the right market cards to kind of set the game at. But we got unique starter cards, so each hero will have a unique starter card, or more. It depends. We got blasters, power cores. There's our divider for turn order cards. There's a divider for Furion. That's weird. We got boxes, and then we got, I don't know, maybe that's for the tokens. I don't know. Architect, Continua, and Lunaris. So we have those. Probably won't put those back in there. Then what do we have here? Interesting. Looks like some player aids and something else. Maybe locations. That's unique. Yeah, you locations. Home world cards used to track the important information from the home world. So yeah, I guess we're defending different home worlds. We have New Atlantis, looks like 26. So in Aeon's End, you're basically always defending Gravehold. This one looks like we have multiple locations. So yeah, New Atlantis 26. It looks like we have some special abilities. So it says like activate during any player's main phase. Players collectively return 2 cards from their discard piles to their hand. Maybe it's kind of what that black tracker is for. We got Nisaran, activate during any player's main phase. Players collectively power up 5 times. That's cool. Assume that's gonna be kind of like your charge ability. Allow you to do some of your asymmetrical things. We got Chorus. Activate during any player's main phase, deal 4 damage, then deal 2 damage. Then we got Yalong. Activate during any player's main phase, attack with any player's weapons, increase damage by 3. And then we got some player aids. Alright. Very interesting. I like that. A little bit more variety. I don't know. Like I said, this is... I had quite a bit of content for Aeon's End. I have played pretty much all of what I have, and it was one of those things where it was like, do I want to dive further into this game, or do I want to try something else? And I thought, good opportunity to try out Astro Knights, see if I like it, see if it's, different enough to warrant having them both. We get through here. What do we got? Wow, put those together. So we have to separate out so it looks like we have, what are they actually calling these? They said Nemesis was kind of the term in Aeon's End. These are called just boss cards. Okay, easy enough to remember. Looks like we got our turn order, more of these. Okay, so we'll start with these. We got our turn order deck. It's a lot more turn order. Oh, I guess we have boss cards. 1, 2 for player 1, 2 for player 2, a player 3. Yeah, because you wouldn't get it otherwise. Then we have a wild. The player with the wild token takes the turn and then passes the token. Player 1 and 2 combo. And then 3 and 4. And then boss turns and a temporal turn. Players collectively discards card equal to the number of minions in play. This is a boss turn order card. I'm guessing this boss order turn order card goes in with Continua, gives a little bit of a special ability. Not going to go through all these cards too much. These are just basically going to be the deck. I think you go through it a couple times. In Aeons, you kind of had a set of basic cards for each nemesis, and then you shuffled in some general level 1, level 2, level 3 cards. So there's always a little bit of variety of what was going to happen. I believe you cycled through these a few times, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, we have Furion, and Furion's got a artillery deck, as well as his attack deck, or I'm not sure what they're referring to it as. And then Architect's got a droid deck and just his architect. So 2 different decks for him, and then it looks like Lunaris just has his boss cards. But I will say the artwork's a lot brighter. I mean, compared to the other deck building game that I will probably not stop mentioning, but you know, I can try. Let's go open these because I believe these are going to be market cards. They all should have the same backs as you're adding and building your deck. It'll be interesting to see how this plays with only having 6 different characters. I don't know how, maybe if they're going to be more, have a little bit more variety as far as how they play, compared to how all the different Breach Mages play in Aeon's End. Let's see, they are still making content for that game, so it's not like this is just the new Aeon's End. So, we do have a bunch of power cores. These are basically gaining you energy. I believe you'll have a starting deck similar to like you do, like about 10 cards like you would in any other deck builder. And then we have, these look all pretty random. I was trying to see if they had any other just set cards. Let's see what these other. Blasters. There we go. We got some blasters. See in this game? I don't remember seeing them. I may be short some characters because this is the retail version of this game. But we'll see. Nope, there we go. Gavril. Okay. We have him. And then it looks like everything else is just going to be some market cards, if I'm not mistaken. Very simple. Not a whole lot going on with this, component-wise. We get the health dials. Surely they're on the other side. Yeah, 100. Spam. 102 different player cards. 66 boss cards. What does it actually say about the player cards? We have 52 fuel cards, 9 tech cards, 41 weapon cards. Okay. So I believe they're going to be probably, ooh, yeah, by color. So these are tech. These are all fuel. And they did have dividers for these, so I don't know how you're building your market, but I do believe it'll probably be simpler. I was wondering if you know, they'll have more, if they have more content. Obviously having more market cards would be a way to do that. But we'll go through a few of these. Let's go through the hero cards. So this one is, and I don't know all the character names, so you'll have to forgive me. This one's Gavril's card. It's a weapon. So the attack, deal 1 damage. You may discard a weapon from your hand to increase that damage by 2. Very cool. And then we have Totally, a fuel card. It's called Bright Root. You either gain 1 energy or any ally may discard a card and hand to gain a slot. Okay. I believe that's probably just how many weapons you can fire. I'm not really sure. And then we also have Silas. And Silas' card, gain 1 energy. Any ally may draw a card and then discard a card. Very, like I said, seems very, like most deck builders, at least as far as I'm experienced with cooperative deck builders. Alright, we got a Tektronic Repeater for Zach, and it is a weapon. It is attack, deal 1 damage. You may return a weapon from your discard pile to your hand. Okay. And then we got Nazma. She looks kind of like a sorceress or something. A Molecular Edge weapon. Attack, deal 1 damage, gain 1 energy. And then we have Christina. Assalium. Fuel. Gain 1 energy. You may attack with any player's weapon. Place that weapon in that player's discard pile. So yeah, a bunch of different ways to kind of cooperatively take down these bosses. I will probably get all these organized. Like I said, I should have a couple dials. I don't want to forget out on that. I believe this is going to be our like dial for. Interesting. Let's take it. Okay, dial for our homeworlds. So they feel pretty good as far as getting them turned. I feel like some of them get loose pretty easily. And then this is obviously going to be our boss health tracker. We'll set that to whatever the boss health. I assume each one's going to have a starting health. They'll probably get more difficult as you play. But yeah, that's basically Astro Knights. Probably we got some bags to put some of these tokens in. Like I said, very unsure what these little card boxes are for. No idea. We'll figure it out. But I will say, nothing too crazy going on with this IPA. Pretty standard, being perfectly honest. So solid beer. Can't complain about it. But yeah, let me know what you think about Astro Knights. Have you played Aeon's End? Is this something that you have kind of been eyeballing and looking forward to? As far as deck builders go, what kind of deck builders do you like to play? I like Dune Imperium. Obviously I like the cooperative deck builders. Waiting on another deck builder also as I'm sitting here. So we got plenty of deck builders to talk about. But which ones do you kind of tend to gravitate towards? But other than that, it's pretty much going to wrap it up for me. I'm going to get this organized, and it'll probably be a couple weeks till I get a playthrough out on it. It's not necessarily pressing. I have a few more games I'm trying to get some playthrough videos out first, and we'll go from there. But if you are new to the channel, make sure to subscribe. If you like this video, let me know, and feel free to leave me a comment. I like talking to you guys in the comments, and I will continue to do that. But until next time, much love.